You want to hear some small town gossip from a town you ain't never heard of? Of course you do. All right, well, let's get into it. Well, there's this girl, her and her husband get a divorce. It was a very public divorce. Everybody in the town was talking about it. So now she is a single mom with 2 kids. She was making like $10 an hour, had to sign up on food stamps, didn't have a couch for like 3 months. She was broke. She was told that she wasn't going to make it, that she might as well just go back in that crappy situation and deal with it forever. She said, ain't no way. What the crap? Why would I live miserable like that? Ain't happening. So she reaches out on a limb and applies for a reality show because the winnings were like $100,000 and she just knew that she was going to win. Well, she didn't. Didn't come nowhere close. And everybody in town was talking a bunch of crap about her. Like, who does she think she is going on TV? Ain't nobody around here goes on TV, blah, blah, blah. Well, she decides to try the whole TikTok thing for fun, right? Well, then the whole town really hated that too. Who does she think she is? She's trying to be famous. She ain't no influencer. That doesn't happen in this small town. I mean, what the crap? Just because you're from a small town, that don't mean that, like, big things can't happen for you. I don't understand the mindset. But anyway, she decided to start posting videos of the small town drama in her town, of all the people that were, like, talking mad crap about her. Because, I mean, let's get real. Everybody at the hair salon was talking about it, at the bank, at the grocery store. Everybody already knew. So she didn't see any problem with just letting everybody else know. Well, now that girl is remarried. Her and her husband have like 4 different businesses. They are living their best life, a dream life at that. And not only that, that girl just hit 1 million followers on TikTok. I mean, what the crap? 1 million followers. That doesn't even seem real to me. So thank you. I don't want to start crying, but thank you. From the bottom of my heart, of everyone that supported me or don't support me but comes to my page and watches anyway. Every like, every follow. I am so thankful for you all for hitting this huge milestone for me. 1 million followers. I'm so thankful. I know I've already said it, but I will say it 1 million times. Thank you. I ain't no influencer. I ain't famous. I'm just a wife and a mom with a bunch of kids right here in Kentucky who just likes to gossip.
So I was touching my makeup to snap people while I give you guys a story time on how I got fired from my job. Okay, my makeup doesn't need too much touching up, but I wanted to give you guys a good update on if I got fired or not, which I did get fired. And I'm going to tell you all why. Okay, so one thing about me is I never go to the in-services, and I don't do, like, I hate in-service. Never went to any of them. I think I went to, like, 3 out of the whole summer. And that's, like, required if you want to keep your license or whatever. So I'm not going to lie, I was already a pretty bad lifeguard because I already hated the job. But anyways, that's not why I got fired. So basically, me and my friend were guarding at this pool that no one came to. So we invited all of our friends there, and we had to hang out at our work. Oopsies. And basically, I'm about to insert the video of what happened. We let them jump off this roof and into the pool, and there's a video of it. And my friend who is she went to Bulgaria because she's in the military, but she posted this, like, sappy little video of everyone, like, leaving. Or, of, like, of her leaving. And so my boss saw that video and sent that to the directors, like, the head directors or whatever. Okay, guys, here's the video. I'm green screening it. Sorry, I'm too lazy to insert the actual clip. But I didn't know that one video would cost my job. But it's okay, because I fucking hated lifeguarding, and I talked about how much I hated it. Anyway, so me and Giselle get fired, right? So then Jasline's like, well, I don't want to fucking work if y'all aren't working. Mind you, Jasline's my manager, and Giselle was the assistant manager. So Jasline quit, and then Giselle was fired. I was fired. So now all 3 of us, like, weren't working anymore. So it was kind of like a butterfly effect. Like, you lose one of us, you lose the rest of us. Okay, guys, here's also the message I got sent. Take time to pause this, and y'all can read it if you guys want. I thought that message was kind of mean because she was like, good luck in life. I feel like it's kind of backhanded. She might be mad because I probably make more money than her. Okay, that was a joke. I'm sorry, guys. I did get it. I got a little upset when I saw that message because I didn't like that part. I was like, that's really backhanded. I feel like this should be more professional. But then again, I chose not to answer her call, so maybe she was a little angry. Anyways, guys, fuck being employed. I'm gonna be a bum. Just kidding, I'm gonna have to go fill out applications or jobs tomorrow. But I love y'all. Bye.
Get ready with me while I tell y'all facts about myself. I saw one of my favorite influencers doing this and I realized I've never made a video like this. First off, I'm 27 years old. My birthday is June 12th, so I just turned 27 like a month ago. I was born and raised in Rhode Island, but I moved to LA when I was 21, and I still live in LA. I live in the Valley now. I love it. I'm an only child. I love being an only child. My parents got divorced when I was like 8, but they're still like best friends, and I feel so lucky for that because I feel like that's pretty rare. My mom got remarried, but my dad is still single, but he like low-key loves being single. It was really hard for me to make friends. When I was growing up, I didn't have that many. In high school, I literally had none. I found all of my community through my fan pages. I had like fan pages on Twitter for One Direction and Ariana Grande, and that's how I found like community. And I honestly feel so lucky to have grown up that way. I loved being in fandoms. I had a ton of different jobs growing up. My first one was when I was 14. I was a busser for a little bit at my dad's restaurant. And then when I was 16, I worked at Stop and Shop, a grocery store. I was a cashier. I loved that job, but I got fired. After that, I worked at a coffee shop called Brewed Awakenings. I worked there for a while, like a year and a half. And then when I was 18, I became a server at my dad's restaurant. And that was like, convinced me I wanted to own a restaurant one day. I loved working at a restaurant like that and like serving and bartending. I worked there for so many years. When I first blew up on social media, I was working at that restaurant. I moved out pretty young. I think I moved out of my parents' houses when I just turned 19. I moved in with my boyfriend at this like random house in Narragansett, and then we broke up after like 3 months of living together. So then I moved to Providence and got my first apartment. I didn't really go to college. I went for like a few months, but I like didn't really go to class because I was working so much and like drinking a lot. So I got expelled and literally just like partied for 3 years. But I gathered so much lore during my party days that I'm like, honestly, and it was fun. I was an all-star cheerleader growing up. I was on the KC Cats. I did that for like 7 years. I loved all-star cheerleading. I also loved horse riding. I would like show horses. I rode horses for like 12 years and would like show them and shit. It was so fun. I started my YouTube channel the year that I moved into that Providence apartment, but like it never took off. I would post weekly videos and I think I amassed like 50 subscribers over the course of a year and a half. But then during COVID in like April of 2020, I started posting on TikTok and I pretty much immediately blew up. It was insane. I started like seriously posting TikToks in June of 2020 and I would do story times. I would post 4 story times a day with all of the lore that I've gathered. And I got to 2 million followers by the end of that August. So I like immediately moved to LA in October. I was like, oh, I'm an influencer now. I have to move to LA. Everyone thinks I'm like super tall. I think it's because I film in 0.5, so it makes me look longer, but I'm actually only 5'4". Whenever people meet me in real life, they're like, you're way shorter than I thought. People also think that I have massive feet because I film in 0.5, but they're only a size 7. My biggest inspirations when I was a teenager were Emma Chamberlain and Tana Mojo, and they still are. I'm getting married this September. I met my fiance 3 years ago at a Morgan Wallen concert. I like flew to the Midwest by myself to follow Morgan Wallen around on tour, and I met Colin at the first show that I went to. And now we're getting married.
Tell me why this man put his hands on me. So I'm gonna tell you the worst concert experience that I've ever had ever, and it was for one of my favorite bands ever. If y'all know I love Pierce the Veil with all of my heart. They're my favorite band literally ever. So when I heard that they were coming again this last tour with Sleeping with Sirens, you know that I had to go because I also really like Sleeping with Sirens. So I was excited, bitch. Well, anyways, I had gotten VIP, but it was like the last tier of VIP. So obviously the other VIP, like the meet and greets and shit like that, they got let in first. Or at least they were supposed to be let in first. When I tell you this venue was all over the place, security was all over the place, they did not know what the fuck they were doing. I genuinely mean that. So when we first got let in, we were all pit. All VIP was pit, okay? But they had all VIP come in at the same time. We were all mixed around with each other and just super disorganized and stuff like that. And they started to let us all down, but they eventually kind of stopped us, right? And we didn't really know what the fuck was happening. We were just kind of like going with the flow. So they said that the first tier VIP, they were going to be let in first, but they wanted the rest of us to go somewhere else, but I didn't hear what it was because there were so many people and like the security was nowhere near me. My eyebrows are so uneven right now. We'll fix that later. I'm trying to find the security guard so I can ask him where I'm supposed to go and tell me why. He was in a big ass mood. There were a few different security guards, but he was like one of the main ones. I went to him and he said, over there, and then he pushed me. Why did this man put his hands on me? Mind you, at this point, I still don't know where over there is, so what the fuck? And then there was another security guard who saw it and like apologized to me, but honestly, I feel like in that situation, I could have gotten some money out of that. So that happened, and then mind you, this venue is outside, and it's Arizona, okay? We were in like 100 and something degree weather, and it was hot as fuck. And here's the thing about the pit: you wait for hours and hours and hours outside to get a good spot, and on top of that, you're paying good money. So they had water for us, but we literally had to leave our spot to go get the water, which just like kind of isn't fair. You would think they would have it with the security guards. I've been to other venues like inside where they had the water with the security guards, and the security guards would just pass it to us. Now, I understand that it's not their job to give us water, like we're supposed to go get it ourselves, but come on, bro, we paid all this money and we waited all this time. It's not fair that we have to lose our spot to go get some fucking water in this Arizona heat. I almost passed the fuck out. I cannot make this shit up, dude. Like, the girl next to me, if she would have never given me her water, I would have passed out. I'm a stubborn ass bitch, so I'm the type of person where like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna see my concert. I'm gonna be right there where I want to be, and if I pass out, bitch, I pass out. It was just an overall really shitty experience. The concert was fantastic. Like, Sleeping with Sirens was amazing. Pierce the Veil was amazing. I had a little moment where Kevin like looked me in my eyes and sang to me. I almost cried. It was just the venue. It kind of sucks because I have a million concerts coming up like in that same fucking weather, and I know it's gonna be terrible. I hate this venue so fucking much. I wish like celebrities would stop going to this venue, but they always choose that one for some fucking reason.
Hey guys, get ready with me to go job hunting. Okay, I put the quotation marks there because I'm literally just lying to my mom and telling her I'm going job hunting so I can hang out with my friends. Because I am very much still grounded, and y'all were asking me like how I was gonna like sneak out now and do other things. Well, I'm gonna use the excuse that I'm job hunting now, so then like, yeah, I can go hang out with people. My mom's not home right now, my friend Eli's over, so if you hear any background noise, that's who it is. Anyways, I went and got my nails done today, right? And I kind of actually fucking hate them because, one, like, I asked for stiletto and these look like almond. And whenever, like, I want stiletto, like, I want them to be so pointy that I can stab someone with them. Okay, I have to use a different skin tint today because I'm literally out of mine. Ugh, this isn't working either. Anyways, and I also kind of don't like the color because in person I feel like it's more, like, pinky. And I want, like, a dark maroon. Like, I want a dark feminine color. And I also want them to be, like, pointy. I really need to go buy a new foundation at Ulta because the one that I just used is really awful and I hate it. And I'm pretty sure it breaks me out, so amazing. Guys, I finally did my nails and I've been procrastinating that for the longest time ever, so at least my nails don't look chopped anymore. Guys, we were supposed to go to this party today, but the people canceled, so that's really unfortunate. Probably because it's been raining all week and it's so disgusting. I hate when it rains in the summer because it just feels like disgust. Guys, what senior backpack should I get? Because I've been trying to like find backpacks, but I don't know which one I want because there's like so many options. I kind of wanted to do a Hello Kitty one because that's what I did for kindergarten and do like a side-by-side, but I don't want that as my main backpack. I'd only use that like for the first day of school. But I need like actual options for my senior backpack because I want to be unique. Low-key, I should just get my face on a backpack at this point because that's the most unique thing. Anyways, y'all are probably wondering why I'm going job hunting because job hunting because they've literally talked about hating working and I've talked about like not wanting to work ever, but it's because my mom. She told me I have to get a job because she doesn't want me to be a bum. So I guess I have to go and work and be employed. Guys, my makeup kind of came out like shit today because Eli has a lot of sounds going on and whatever he's doing right now, like on his phone, it's overstimulating me. So my makeup looks bad because of him. Anyways, whoever commented on my video that said they wanted to be put on with Eli, he agreed. So hold on. You can go look at his snap. No, alright guys, I'm done grooming. I hope y'all have an amazing day. I love y'all and bye.
Did you see that video from the girl who was talking about how she rented a house and it turned out to be the craziest thing that's ever happened to her? If you didn't, it is 16 parts. I'm going to put all 16 into this one video, but I will tag her right here if you'd rather go watch her videos yourself. So she found this house online. She loved it. She went for a tour. She said it was perfect, except it had this really weird smell. That the upstairs bathroom was where it smelled the worst, and it was a smell unlike anything you'd ever smelled, something she couldn't even describe, and it like took your breath away. She said the guy giving her a tour was just like, don't worry about it, it's just a vacancy smell, like it's been empty for about 3 months. Once you guys move in, that'll go away. It's got fresh carpet, fresh paint. It even has a brand new bathtub upstairs because the previous tenant cracked the bathtub, so we put a brand new in. 2 weeks later, she signed a lease. She put her deposit down. She gets a move-in date. She said this was in Lexington, South Carolina, but the like rental company or property management, whoever was over the property, were out of California, so most of it was online or via email. She said when she did all of this, she did ask them if she could go in before her move-in date and like put some plugins in to try and get rid of the smell before they moved in, and they said that was fine. Well, the day that they moved in, she has 3 kiddos. They had asked to come sleep with her. They said the house was kind of creepy, you know, new house vibes, new place, kids get weirded out easily, so they slept with her. But because they were already asleep and she wanted to take a shower, there was a shower in her room or a shower upstairs, so she went to go take a shower in the guest bathroom upstairs. She said the smell was so bad. A reminder, this is where she said the smell was the worst when she did the walkthrough. The smell was so bad she basically had to hold her breath the entire shower. She said she works in healthcare and she has smelled a lot of things and a lot of not good smelling things, and this was unlike anything she'd ever smelled. She said the next morning she ended up calling the property management people and was like, listen, I can't do this. We have to have someone come out and take care of this. The maintenance guy comes the next day. She takes him up to the bathroom and she said he walked in and he was like, holy shit, it smells like someone died in here. Like, this is unlike anything I've ever smelled. And she was like, exactly, what the fuck is this? He was like, I don't know what they want me to do about this. I'm gonna have to leave and call them and see what they want to do. So he left. The next day she didn't hear anything, so she called them again. They sent a plumber this time. She said he just like turned on her faucets and was like, stuff looks good to me. And she was like, that's not the issue. And he was like, well, I don't know what they want me to do about it. So he left. She calls them for a 3rd time and they say, okay, we're gonna call an exterminator. The next call she gets back was from an exterminator and they said, oh, we heard you have possible dead rat problems in your walls. And she was like, that's the first I'm hearing of that, but okay. They tell her, well, we'll have someone out tomorrow. And she was like, no, you're gonna have someone out today because me and my kids are not gonna sit around and breathe in dead rat air. So they did send someone out. They get there and she takes them to the bathroom and the exterminator is like, I've smelled dead rats. This is not dead rats. He told her, I'll still check around for active rats, stuff like that, droppings, you know, shoot up wires. He found nothing. So she calls the company again that's over the rental house and they said, well, we're gonna have to call the vendor that installed the bathtub because clearly maybe they need to come look at this. At this point, she's told her mom like everything that's going on, and her mom calls her brother, who is a contractor. Her brother comes over and he's like looking around, sniffing around, and he was like, that is subfloor damage. Like, that's water damage. That's rotting floor. I can smell it. I think something soaked into the subfloor. When the vendor for the bathtub comes the next day, he's like, yeah, I think your brother's right. I think that's exactly what this is. For reference, this is the email where she's like, hey, it has a weird smell. Can I come in beforehand? Here's where she messaged the property guy and was like, hey, I can't do this smell. Y'all have to do something. So the vendor guy emails this to the management company or whoever it is, basically telling them everything that needs to be redone. All of these different things, lets them know it's gonna be like $12,500 and that they really needed to do this ASAP because water damage, subfloor damage, shower valve malfunction, drywall deteriorating, water spots and secondary damage. You can see visible spots in the kitchen vent and the corner near the garage. Here is an example of one of the water spots. So at this point, the management company reaches back out to her and tells her, so it's gonna take like 2 weeks to fix this, but it's not gonna be livable while it's getting fixed. You guys are gonna have to move into an Airbnb. They told her initially she was gonna have to pay for it and they could reimburse her, and she said, absolutely not. You can pay for it immediately. I'm not paying for it and having you reimburse me. So they pack their stuff up and they go move into an Airbnb. She said she was kind of going back and forth between the Airbnb and the house, but she had forgotten her work badge. So she went back to the house to grab it and something told her to check the mail. So she did. And there was this stack of mail addressed to a woman. She said at this point, she figures it's the woman who cracked the bathtub. So she wants to see how big this woman is that cracked the bathtub. When she searches this person's name, the first thing that popped up was an obituary from 3 months prior for a 29-year-old woman. And of course, she's remembering that the guy had told her no one had lived in the house for 3 months, and now she's freaking out. She decides to check and see if the neighborhood has one of those Facebook group pages, and it did. And when she found it and joined it, she searched that specific address in the group and found this. In light of the tragic passing of a fellow neighbor, her friends are having a vigil tonight at her home. Now she decided to message the person who created that Facebook post and kind of gave her a rundown of everything that was happening, and that person responded, "Oh my gosh, call me right now." So she did. That woman told her, "You have no clue what I've been through. As soon as my lease is up, I am out of this neighborhood." That she had only met that woman once, that she knew she was in the military. She had moved here from out of state. She didn't have any family or friends local. That her best friend lived in California, but that was the one and only and last time that she ever saw her. And then she was taking her dog on a walk and noticed that there was a package in front of her door. And of course, she's just like, okay, she's got a package. Until 2 weeks later, when taking her dog on a walk again, she noticed the package was still there. And then 2 months had passed and the package was still there. She said at this point, she just figured, you know, she knew she was in the military, so maybe she had been deployed and that's why the package was sitting there. Now it's been 3 months that the package is sitting there since she met the woman, and she started to notice a smell. She said it was really specifically when she turned her air on that she called the people and the maintenance, and they had someone come out and they couldn't figure out what it was. At this point, another month had gone by. It's been 4 months. She was taking a nap in the middle of the day. It was like around 4, and she woke up to banging next door. Said these houses were very close together, and she was immediately woken up to banging next door. She walked outside. The entire front yard was covered with police officers, neighbors standing outside, everyone watching. She saw a woman and walked up to her to ask her what was happening, and it turned out to be the neighbor's friend that lived in California. And she was like, I haven't been able to get a hold of her. She's not answering my phone calls. She's not answering my texts. So I flew all the way out here to do a welfare check. And when she didn't answer for me, I called the police. And she said at this point, the way that the doors were, they had 2 panes of glass on either side of the door. And the police or fire department or whomever had decided to break the glass to get into the home. And as soon as they did, she said the smell that exited the home caused 3 of the police officers or firemen to throw up in the front yard. She said then 3 men went inside and came right back out and threw up. That it took from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. for anything to come out of the house. And when it did, it was the entire bathtub that they had taken out of the house. At this point, they do more digging and research and figure out that the woman had ended her life in her bathtub with a pew-pew, and the pew-pew had ricocheted and cracked the bathtub, therefore allowing things to seep through the bathtub into the subfloor, hence the water spots in the kitchen and in the garage. So clearly that's what the smell was, and how insane that the property people had just replaced the bathtub but not anything else. She said at this point she texted the guy who did the walkthrough with her and was like, I can't believe you let me walk through there, comment on the smell, and you said nothing. On top of the fact that you let me and my kids live in a biohazard. That she sent that company in California a 5-page email demanding all kinds of things and said, if you don't give me all of this, I'm suing you. She said the guy finally texted her back and was like, person to person, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but employee to person, I wasn't required to disclose that. And then 2 days later, after she had completely gotten out of the house and never went back, she got a notification that the house was already listed back for rent. And from what she's heard, 2 other people have moved in and are right back out. And she's never been so disturbed.
Why won't my mom get out of bed?
Seriously, like, it's morning now. The sun is up. She should be up too, making breakfast or at least getting ready. But she instead is staying in her room with the door shut and the lights turned off. It makes me curious, so I go to her door and open it just a little. It's dark, but I can see her sort of wrapped up in the blankets like a cocoon. So I whisper, Mom? And she doesn't answer. So again, I say, Mom, and she doesn't even move. And look, I know that my mom loves me very, very much, and that's what makes me curious, because if she loves me, then why does she stay in bed all morning not answering when I call? Then I think maybe she's sick, or maybe she's hurt, so now I'm worried, and I open the door a little bit further, and I quietly sneak inside. The air inside of her room kind of smells funny, and it's hard to see where I'm going, so I move really slow and quiet and careful, and soon I'm at her bed. And I say, hi, Mom. I wait. Nothing. Up close, I can see that she's lying on her side, turned away from me, and the covers only go up to her shoulders, so I can still see her back freckles and her curly red hair. And I poke her. Hello? Are you sleeping?
I was gonna say other stuff too, but that's when I hear it. It kind of sounds like a puppy, or maybe like a baby rabbit when you give it an apple slice. Basically, it's a happy sound for animals, but it is sad when my mom makes that sound because it means that she's crying. So I say, Mom, are you sad? Are you sick? Still, she doesn't answer. So now I'm mad. I'm mad because this time I know she's awake and I know that she's ignoring me. Like, even if you're crying, you shouldn't ignore someone, okay? That's rude. So all at once, I jump up onto the bed. And look, I know that's not a nice thing to do, okay? But I'm really, really mad. And I grab her arm and pull her toward me. Then I get up real close and say, listen carefully, you ungrateful witch. I have been very patient with you. And I make my scariest frown as I hold her face to mine. She just feels so small, you know, my hands just fit so easily around her neck. And I say, you know, it would have been easy for me to, your children. When I took you, I could have just their throats as well. But I held back as a gesture of goodwill so that you'd accept your new home, so that you'd learn your role. You must always remember, you have a role to play here. And you better start putting some heart into it, because there is nothing stopping me from going back to that pretty White House and finishing the job. It's quiet for a while after that. Like, we're both in timeout. But suddenly I'm not mad anymore. I mean, I look over at Mom and her eyes are red, but she's not crying, so I think we're okay. So I say, Mom, will you brush my hair? She says, okay, sweetie. And after that, pancakes?
Guys, get ready with me. Okay, I don't know exactly what I'm doing today, but I feel so fucking clean. Like, I feel like I just look so clean and clean girl, and I love it. I miss doing slick backs. I don't know why I stopped doing them, but I just love whatever's going on with my aesthetic today. Guys, I really feel like I should go get a matcha because, you know, I'm giving like clean girl right now, so I think a matcha would like suit the look. Guys, I take my senior photos July 19th, and like that's just so sad, like my portrait ones, like my school ones, and I'm just like, oh, that's so sad. You guys have literally like watched my whole high school experience on here, like every up, every down, like it's actually crazy, and now I'm graduating. I'm just so excited to come out with all my story times like this year, like after I'm graduated, because I don't want any drama this year, so I'm not gonna like come out with anything, but literally like after I graduate, I'm telling y'all everything. Guys, I've never realized how bad of an oversharer I was until I caught myself like telling the 7 brew worker that I got fired. And I don't even know how that came about, but I was like literally like, yeah, I got fired. I don't even know why I told her. Anyways, I'm currently using my mother's foundation right now because I ran out of mine and we're the same shade. And I put her onto this foundation. Wait, guys, I'm gonna put y'all on. This is like the best like matte one. It's so much coverage. Like, no joke, this isn't even an ad or anything. Hands down, like my favorite one. Like once I started using this, like I actually started liking my makeup more. Okay, this is so off topic, but I hate like whenever you're in a relationship with someone and like they don't know how to communicate. And just in general, like I don't understand people who don't know how to communicate. Like I never have, because I've always been like able to express myself. Now my emotions, I'm not really good at expressing emotion, but I've been able to like always tell people like what's bothering me or like what's wrong, but like my emotions are all over the place. I should probably go to therapy. But I just hate like the people that like expect you to like guess what's wrong, or that like they want you to play mind games or something, and I literally like it's so draining, and I don't think people like understand that, and it's just like tiring. It's really annoying to put up with too, because you're just like apologizing but you don't even know what you're apologizing for because they don't communicate. I genuinely like I used to be like that, but I've like came a long way since that time period in my life, and I've learned to like grow and like learn how to communicate. But ew, why'd I say it like that? So I'm like somewhat understanding of people who don't know how to, but like, come on. Oh my gosh, guys, did y'all see the video of like Kenny beating the shit out of her boyfriend? I'm not even trying to be messy right now, but like I saw that video and I was like, holy shit. Oh my gosh, guys, it's my mom's birthday today, and I think she's like 41. That's pretty freaking like old. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. That's pretty young actually, because I'm about to be 18 and she's gonna be 42 when I move out. Like, that's crazy. And then like if I had a kid in my 20s, she'd probably be like 40 something as a grandma. Obviously I'm not having a kid in my 20s. I don't want kids in my 20s. I want kids in my 30s. But yeah, that's crazy how like I'm almost about to enter like real life though, like where people like turn the age of like starting to have a family and stuff, and I don't even want a family yet. I feel like once I have a family though, I kind of want to do like a family YouTube channel. I've always wanted to do this though, and not in any like weird like bullshit way. Like, you know how there's like people use their kids for clout? Like, I literally just want it for like the memories and stuff and for my kids to look back at. So yeah, I've always wanted to be like the Ace family, but they're kind of like weird now. But that was like, or like Bertaley is like the best representation of like what I can give, like, for, yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but that's like the kind of vibe I'd want for my family channel. Hopefully whoever I end up marrying agrees to doing that, because like I've always wanted to do that. Guys, tell me why it literally took me 20 minutes to do my lashes, because I couldn't like them. I just like kept like, oh, this is disgusting, it's disgusting. I was so pissed. Because why is this one longer and this one's like a thicker? Like, I can never get them to look the same, and I fucking hate it. Guys, I can't believe it's hot summer nights mid-July now. Like, that's so sad. Literally, school's about to start and I'm actually gonna shoot myself. Just kidding, I'll go to school, but I really don't want to. Alright, bye everyone. I love y'all. This is the end of the Grim. Boom.
Get rid of me saying things I only hate being told. Right, when people shush you, this one really winds me up. Right, say you're in like a group conversation and someone shushes you. You having a laugh? No. Another one, I hate being told to be the bigger person. Right, this one. No. I'm not being funny, absolutely no. Like, what? Right, another thing is, oh my, when they say they have to tell you something later, who am I to you? No, I'm not waiting. Like, I'm not being funny. That seriously will drive me crazy throughout the whole day, just waiting to hear it, alright? Another thing is people saying no, alright? Come on, live a little here. Right, I hate when people say never mind when you didn't hear what they said. Like, why do you have to be like that? Do you know what I mean? Right, when you ask someone what the time is and they go, time for you to get a watch. So funny. Oh, sorry, I won't talk to you again. Right, another one is when people say believe what you want. Gladly. Anyways, bye guys.
These are things that irritate me, and honestly, I'm irritated right now, so I just feel like this is the perfect time to make this video. Number one is when I film a whole fucking video and I use the mic that I bought so I can leave my air conditioner on because I live in fucking Arizona and it's hot as fuck outside, but then the mic completely glitched and completely fucked up my audio, so I had to redo my whole video right fucking now and take off my makeup that I already finished. Next is when I do a full face of makeup and I actually have somewhere to go, and then as soon as I walk outside, my eyes start to water and completely just ruin my whole base. Well, it doesn't like ruin my base, to be honest, but it's still like irritating. Do you know what I mean? And it's always when I actually have somewhere to go. It's never when I'm just going to like Dutch for like a few minutes, you know? It's always when I'm going to a concert or have a date or just have anywhere important to be, and it's never when like I'm just not doing shit. It's really frustrating and that drives me insane. Next is when people comment the same shit over and over again. Like, they're gonna probably do this on this video before they get to this part. Like, when you post a video on TikTok, if you're super early to it, it's gonna glitch and it's gonna be laggy, and the whole comment section for the first like 10 minutes is always like, why is it glitching? Oh my god, it's so laggy, it's glitching. Paris, it's laggy, it's glitching. Like, I know, it's because you're early. Like, let's say somebody's correcting me for something that I said that was wrong, like I got my facts wrong or something, right? One person will comment it and it'll have like thousands of likes, and I'm like, okay, like obviously I've seen that, but everybody and their mama keeps commenting the same fucking thing, like as if I wasn't already corrected and didn't already fucking see it. Like, next is when I'm scrolling through TikTok and then I come across a TikToker who just screams in their video, the whole fucking video. That shit is so annoying. And I'm not talking about like talking loud or like yelling. There's a difference between yelling and screaming. Some of them just be screaming and doing the utmost, and it just like drives me insane, and I'm getting to the point where I'm gonna start blocking y'all because I am tired of y'all screaming in my face when I'm scrolling on TikTok. You can still get your views without screaming into the mic. Do you know what I mean? Next is when people try to tell me what I can and can't post. Like, girl, this is my account. I can do whatever the fuck I want on my account. And people, like, when I promoted those toys, wink, 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 I had a few people being like, oh my god, how dare you promote that when you know that kids watch you and follow you? First of all, my content was never for kids. Like, I'll make a post here and there for, like teenagers and stuff like that, but mostly my content is for adults, people my age and older, and, you know, like 18 plus. I cannot control who watches me, so it's not my fault that a bunch of kids watch me here and there. Like, I'm very very aware of what my analytics are and who watches me. My most active, like the ones who comment the most, are the kids. But I have a lot of people of lots of different age groups that watch me. I'm not their fucking mom. I can't control what these kids watch. Maybe parents should be monitoring their kids better instead of being up my pussy about what I post on my account.
Here's a list of things that I refuse to fake for social media. I would never fake a story or scenario for views. I might overshare the truth sometimes, but I will never tell a lie. Some people will genuinely sit here and fake a scenario for views like, baby, do you have nothing better to do? That video of the lady in the plane will forever irk me because why did you set up your camera to scream? Like, I really don't get it. If you ever see me posting like that, just report my account, please. That's not me, I'm too far gone. Next, I would never edit my photos to look like someone completely different. Keep this a secret, but low-key I might pop that Paris filter on a few times. But I will never download Facetune and shrink my waist. Next, I would never pretend I like a product more than I do when I'm getting paid to promote said product. I usually never talk about like the behind the scenes of when I do get brand collaborations. Just know I pick and choose which brands I want to work with, and sometimes I will literally not respond to a brand because I don't like them. Next, I would never pay to have myself verified. Hot take. Oh, please don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Whenever I see like one of my mutuals pay for that blue check, I'm like, I'd rather earn it. Like, I don't know. But you're LARPing, I'm so sorry. Add on to that, I would never pay for followers or for views. If I get 3 likes, I get 3 likes. Ooh, I ate my makeup up today. At the end of the day, why be fake when you can be real? Anyways, that's it in the video, and as always, love you guys, bye.
I had beef with a bartender. I'm going on vacation soon, and this story takes place during a previous vacation I have been on. So it's just been on my mind, you know? I've just been thinking about it, and I thought I might as well as make a video about it. But basically, last summer, I went on a trip with my family, and we went to the Dominican Republic. And if you don't know, in the Dominican, the drinking age there is 18, I believe. So at the time, I was still 19, right? Yeah, I was 19 still, about to turn 20. But I was allowed to drink on vacation because the drinking age there is 18. So at the resort we stayed at, there's like several different bars, and it's pretty much like the same bartenders working at the same bars every day. So like there's a bar in the lobby with a guy in there. That guy was my best fucking friend. Every bar always had the same fucking bartenders working at it. And we kind of would switch around like where we were, like what we were doing. And I'm gonna be honest, I drank a lot on this trip, probably too much, but I never really drink in general, and it's all inclusive. So I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage of it, you know? So I was doing my big one. Again, I probably drank too much. I could even get into that if I really want to. We one day decided to spend our day at the like regular swimming pool because it's fun. They play music over there, and like they will do activities, like I said, like volleyball or like Zumba, stuff like that. The bar that was in this pool, there's like a swim up bar like in the water, and then inside the bar there's like stairs up, and then there's like a bar that you go up to like you normally would like on land. The swim up bar is always fucking crowded. There's like tens and tens of people. Doesn't sound like a lot, obviously, when I say it like that, but it's a small bar. So it's like always blocked up. There's always a huge line in the swim up bar. So I would usually just get out of the pool and then go to the walk up one. And I get up there. There's this bartender standing there, and he literally is completely ignoring me. Like, there were other people up there, but I had been one of the people there the longest, and he kept making eye contact with me and then just walking around me. And like other people would come up like as I'm making eye contact with him, and then he'd just take their order. He literally would not take my order. And you know, at first I thought maybe it was just an accident, or he thought I'd already been served, so I didn't really do anything much about it. But eventually I had literally been waiting there for like 10 fucking minutes, just standing there, like keep looking at him, like, and he just kept fucking ignoring me and kept taking everybody else's orders but mine. And so eventually I just started going like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And he still kept fucking ignoring me. But then one of the other bartenders saw me and was like, hey, like, help her, like, and said that to the guy. So then he comes over and he's like, what? And I was like, oh, can I have like a vodka cran or something, you know, something to that effect, like whatever drink I ordered. And he just said cranberry juice. And I said vodka cran. And he just kept being like, cranberry juice? And I'm like, cranberry juice with vodka, yes. And then he was like, and then just like filled a cup with cranberry juice. And I was like, and vodka. Vodka too. And he was like, let me see an ID. And I was like, I don't have it on me. And he was like, yeah, you can have cranberry juice. And I was like, no, you know what? Let me go get it. I'll be back. I'll be right back.
So I go on this fucking trek back to my room. Like, genuinely, it was like a 10-minute walk to my room. I go all the way there and all the way back. I literally could have just had, like, my dad order it for me instead. But no, I was just like, actually, fuck you. Like, no. You're not going to ignore me for 20 minutes and then give me a fucking attitude and not believe me. Whatever, I don't blame him necessarily for not believing me, but, like, why didn't you at least just take my order? And, like, why are you giving me so much attitude? He could have just been like, oh, hey, like, if you want to get a vodka cran, I'm going to need to see some ID. But instead he's like, no, you're just getting cranberry juice. Like, bitch, don't tell me what I'm getting. But yeah, so I made this freaking, like, 10-minute trek back to my room. I go get my ID. I come back. I say, here it is. Here's my ID. And he looks at it and goes, no, fake. And I was like, bitch, are you fucking kidding me? Because, like I said, I was 19 at the time. I feel like I'm very obviously American. and I had an American ID. It was a Florida ID. So I was like, why would I fucking lie about being 19? Why would I purchase a fake ID for a week-long trip to pretend I'm 19? Why the fuck would that make sense? If I'm gonna get a fake, I would get one that says I'm 21 so I can actually drink in the US. I'm not buying a fucking fake for 1 week. That's dumb. And I was like, no, it's not fake. Like, that's my fucking ID. And he just went, no, and slid it back. And my dad ended up coming up to the bar at this point because he was also trying to get a drink. And he was like, hey, man, like, I'm her dad. She's 19. She's about to be 20. And the guy just, like, rolled his eyes and then put, like, a drop of vodka in my fucking drink. And then just was like, and then walked away. And I'm like, okay, I see how it is. And this proceeded to happen every single fucking time I went to that bar. There were, like, a few times where I would go and luckily somebody else would come help me and they'd actually give me my fucking drink because, number one, I think they already just didn't really care that much if I was old enough or not. And number two, I had my ID. So there, like I said, there were a few times where when I went to that bar, I did actually get my drink. But I feel like after this interaction, this man was jumping at the chance to take my order. So then he could deny me getting a fucking drink. Why do you care so much? It's not gonna cost me anything either way. And nobody's gonna snitch on you. It's a freaking resort. Like, nobody cares. But he literally is jumping at the opportunity every single fucking time he sees me at the bar to take my order so then he can just not give me a drink at all or not give me what I asked for. Like, one time I went up and I asked for strawberry daiquiri. He filled it with, like, the fucking slushy stuff but didn't put any alcohol in it and then just slid it and ran away. Literally. And, like, actually pissing me the fuck off. I gave him my ID. My dad, like, told him I'm 20 or, well, 19, but, you know, gonna be 20 soon. And he was just not having it. And I'm like, at this point, I feel like you know that I'm not lying, but you're just being fucking stubborn. And you don't want to give it to me. But literally, this just continued on where he would ignore me or, like, if the other bartenders were busy, he'd, like, intentionally ignore me and not take my order. He would deny me drinks or he would make me not what I asked for just constantly. And I actually was like, I've had it with you. And I gave him my ID every time and he would either ignore it or just slide it back to me and be like, no. Bitch. I mean, I guess ultimately I should take this as a compliment, I guess, if he thought that I'm, you know, young and spry and a spring chicken, but at the same time, I don't want to look like a minor personally. But I don't know. I'm just like, why is this such a big issue for you, number one? And number two, why are you so rude about it? Like, what's with the attitude, sassafras? And this is a whole separate tangent, but like I said, all of the other bartenders were nice. I made friends with one. It was a good old time. Literally not a single other person, like, actually questioned me. Like, some people asked for IDs, but then after that, they didn't question me. They didn't get mad at me. They weren't rude to me. Like, he was the only fucking person. And I'm just like, what is your issue with me? All the other bartenders, like, remembered me. Like I said, they were working there, like, at the same bars every day. So, like, they would ask for my ID once, and then, like, every time after that, they would remember me and, like, know that I already showed them my ID, so they wouldn't, again, question me. And I just want to keep reinstating, I don't care that he questioned me. I care that he was fucking rude about it and, like, denying me drinks. Like, bitch, please. Like, at least, and the fact that he wouldn't even take my order in the beginning, like, even if he didn't think in the beginning that I was 18 or whatever, I feel like not taking my order at all, just so rude. Like, why are you doing that? Because what if I just wanted a freaking soda? You're not going to give me soda? But, you know, despite these challenges, like I said, there were maybe a few too many times where I did drink a little too much. I discovered on this trip I do actually like Bloody Marys, which I didn't think I would. And I think I got a good grasp of where my limit is because, as I said, I think there were there was either 1 or 2 nights where I threw up. One night it wasn't that big of a deal. It's just like, yeah, whatever. But the other night, I don't know if it was the alcohol, if it was the food, or what it was. But like my tummy was freaking hurting. And at this point, I wasn't even really drunk anymore. So I was like just completely sober, like in like suffering and in pain. And I'm like, great. So my whole family's like out like doing karaoke night and stuff like that. And I'm just in the room. Eventually, I walk my hurty tummy ass down to the karaoke thing because I like felt bad that I was missing out on it because my sister wanted to do karaoke with me. So I march my ass down there. My tummy's still hurting. I fear I'm gonna blow up the bathroom or something, but I hold myself together. I go back to the room, I go to bed, and then randomly at like 2 a.m. I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, my stomach hurts so bad. I go to the bathroom. Oh, this is humiliating. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I'm already doing it, so here I go. I have like actually explosive fucking diarrhea at like 2 a.m. in the hotel, the resort bathroom. My sister is sleeping in the same room as me. Thank God she didn't wake up because this would have just been humiliating if she heard this. I'm pooping. And then I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. So then I have to hurry and flush the toilet and like sitting there like waiting for it to be done. And then I throw up in the toilet, flush it again, turn back around, have to shit again, flush, shit, back and forth, just like that, like 5 times. It actually was so bad. And I literally like, that day made me realize, like I said, like what my limits were. And I'm like, I'm never like actually getting like drunk like that again because that was horrible. Like alcohol just does something to my tummy and it messes me up. But yeah, sorry for that side tangent. That's just, I thought that was a funny story, that little side story that I just told, but it's not like long enough for its own video, so I just figured I'd put it in here. But yeah, basically it's fuck that guy forever. Like, actually, why are you being so rude? Like I said, I understand that it's part of his job, you know, to check IDs and such, but why are you being such a little bitch about it? There were literally, I'm not even joking, like 10-year-olds going up to the bar, and he was taking their orders, but not mine. He was taking, like, obviously they're getting, like, sodas and stuff, but he was taking their orders. Like, he was taking them. The first time he fucking ignored me. He blatantly ignored me and wouldn't even take my order. Like I said, you don't know what I'm gonna get. I could be getting a freaking soda, or I could be getting, like, a virgin daiquiri or something. You don't know, but instead you're ignoring me and actually piss me the fuck off. What did I do to you? Anyways, that's all. Bye.
I vlog Get Ready With Me for my day while I just update you guys on my life. Don't mind my room in the back. I'm not cleaning it. Okay? I look, you need to speed Get Ready With Me today because I have to leave in like 30 minutes. I have to pick up my sister from the airport, and I'm only doing it because she's paying me. So I also literally have work at 4:30 today. So wish me fucking luck. As we all know, I ended up going out to the bar last night. I actually ended up getting home last night at like 2:30, which actually isn't bad. Sometimes I get home at like 5, so I'll take it. I said in my Get Ready With Me yesterday that I wanted to get really crunk last night, and I did. Let's just say mission was accomplished. I had a ride there and back for the first time in literally so long, so let's just say I took that to my full advantage. Everybody and their fucking mom was at the bar last night for no reason. Mind you, it's a Tuesday. Can't really be judging because obviously I was there too. Like, shit. I ended up seeing 3 of my ex talking stages. No! I don't really know what was happening last night because obviously I was really fucking crunk, but it actually was like a good night. Like, usually when I go out with this one friend, everything fucking happens to us, like, badly. Literally last time we went, we ended up going back to the bar at like 4 in the morning, then getting home at like 5. I don't really know. I don't want to say it was a chill night because we were definitely not acting chill, but it was a good night. Like, nothing bad happened, thank God. Other than the fact that my 3 ex talking stages was there, but that's besides the point. My friend did end up leaving her phone in the bathroom, and we almost did not get that shit back. But honestly, that wouldn't be the first time. I feel like shit just happens to us like so often that we just think it's normal at this point, even though it's literally not. We literally left to go to another bar, and as soon as we walked up to that bar, they told us that our IDs were not real. Yeah, so we walked away real fucking quickly. That was indeed a really humbling experience, but honestly, what can you do? Just ended up going back to the other bar, and that closed at like midnight, so honestly, it wasn't like too late of a night. Yeah, that's kind of just like my story time of my night last night. I did end up losing one of my earrings, so now I have these ones, and they're not the same ones. I swear to God, I don't have any of the same earrings. Like, they're all like fucking mismatched, and it really pisses me off. But again, I'm too broke to buy new ones, so I don't care. I literally have to leave like low-key now to go pick up my sister from the airport. Yeah, I'm not really ready for that, but I also don't care, so whatever. I'm actually rushed because I have to look decent because as soon as I come back home, I have to go right to fucking work. I've literally worked 3 times in the past 2 weeks. Like, somebody please help me. I don't know why I do this to myself, but also to top it all off, work is probably gonna be fucking hell tonight because it's 90 degrees outside and it's gonna be packed, but you all know I need that money. So we gotta clock in. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, get ready with me while I tell you 10 facts about myself. Also, if you guys see this on your For You page, please comment FYP so I can notice you and give you guys a follow. Also, can you guys support this video in any way that you can with commenting, liking, following, anything copy link? That will help, and I'll be really grateful and appreciative of that. My name is Alexis, or Lexi, and I'm from Canada. My dream is to be somebody's like supportive influencer, somebody that they can go to and talk to when they need somebody, because that's what really matters. First fact about me is I want to become a zookeeper in like my future as my job, so I can show people the beauties of the ugly or endangered species of animals that people think that are like horrible, and yeah, I guess. So I want to be able to switch people's opinions, because every animal deserves love and care. Second fact about me is that I love sports. I used to play lacrosse when I was younger, and I used to be really good at it, and I still can play it really good to this day, which some people might not expect me to be playing sports, but I absolutely love sports. I love getting active, but I don't do it often because of personal issues and my self-image, so I don't really do that anymore, which I wish I never stopped, and I feel like I should start getting back into that because I really did enjoy it. It was a very good distraction for me. Third fact about me is that I used to have really bad grades when I started off in high school because I had really bad mental health and stuff going on in my life, got into bad habits and stuff like that, but I've improved so much now that I am averaging 90s in my grades and being able to take higher courses that I never thought I'd be able to reach. So basically, with me telling you this, it's like, all you gotta do is push yourself, and you just gotta realize it doesn't matter what the world thinks about you, and what's going on in your life isn't gonna impact your future, and that you just need to do it. You just need to find something that you love and make sure you do it, because that's what helped me. I just had to find something that I love so much, and it just made me want to do better. Fourth fact about myself is that my favorite show is Degrassi and Love Island. That may seem like a really weird mix, and I don't know, I like Degrassi because it's like, they're realistic, and it's like really good for younger people that are just starting off like in high school or middle school, and like it just shows them a lot of like what is going to happen, because in some of the experiences that I've seen in Degrassi, they are real life issues, and I really love it. So, and then with Love Island, I just love love. I'm a lover girl. I freaking love that things to it. I find it so amazing that this season is definitely something, but Trinity and Bryce, y'all are my favorite. I'm so glad that y'all are. Fifth fact about me is that I am an introvert. Many people may not think this about me because I'm a very social, obviously I post on social media, I talk a lot, and people that know me may not think that I am, but I am. I have a hard time socializing as much as I openly talk about things. Like, it's just, I'm scared to do anything, really. Like, it's not unexpected because I'm such a social person, but it's something that I do struggle with, because I literally get conned and scared of everything I do because of people at school, because I've been through it, I guess, with like conflict and stuff, so that's impacted a lot. But yeah, the sixth fact about me is that my favorite makeup step is contour. Well, contour and like bronzer, because I like looking bronze and, you know, all that, because I feel like it makes me feel so pretty, and I love looking tanned, as you can tell, look at my tan lines. But yeah, and honestly, I also love makeup because I just love the way it like makes me feel. Like, it makes me feel so much more confident in myself and everything, and I love what it can do for people that like want to, like, just how it makes people feel. Sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah. Seventh fact about myself is that I'm 16 years old, and I am going into grade 11 this September, which I'm very excited for because I'm taking some classes that I'm really gonna enjoy. Eighth fact about myself is that my favorite artist is Alyssa Grace, because of how relatable she is and how real she is. Like, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. Like, she truly shows how life is and how some struggles need to be seen and stuff like that. So she's one of my favorite artists for that reason, and I also relate to her so much. Like, I love you. Ninth fact about myself is that if my first career doesn't end up working, I want to go into school to be a social worker, to help people, because I always find like helping people is the best thing to do, especially because I know what it's like to feel like to have nobody to talk to and no safe space. So I want to be somebody's safe space, and I want to be able to help people improve and like know that there's not only one way out. There's a lot of different ways that you can help yourself. Last fact about myself is that my favorite animal is an Asian water monitor, because of how misunderstood and how people mistake them as very dangerous animals, when I personally think they're not, because nobody sees the side of them where they're calm. Like, they're so misunderstood, and I think that's why I like them so much, is because I honestly relate to that. You know, they're so misunderstood, and they're such beautiful animals, and I wish more people seen that, and I think that's why I love them so much. But the makeup is done, and that is my get ready with me and 10 facts about myself. So yeah, bye guys.
Good morning. Pick me up that I needed. First and foremost, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update. I am feeling a little bit better, as you guys can see in my face. I was literally running back and forth to the bathroom all night last night. Yesterday was absolutely the worst for me. I don't know if it was that viral virus. That's what it felt like. I woke up today and I'm feeling a little bit better, so I'm going to be doing a story time for you guys. And no, this is not clickbait. This is real life. Same time while I'm telling you guys this insane story, I'm going to be getting ready for the day with you guys. First and foremost, I do want to say my dad has passed away from his addiction, and I loved my daddy very much. So please do not hate on my dad in the comments. I was about 10 years old. My mom used to let me go to my aunt's house. At the time, my dad had just recently gotten out of jail, and my aunt allowed my dad to come stay with her. During this time, I would see my dad every weekend just about, because when he would get out of jail, he wanted to spend a lot of time with me. And yes, I was a little bit uncomfortable going over there because, like I said, my dad was always in and out of jail, but I was such a daddy's girl. So when he would go to jail, it was like the memory would just erase for me, and then when he would get out, it was almost like we were having to rebuild our relationship. My dad was always in and out of my aunt's house. He would come in sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes at 12, sometimes at 8. It was all different hours of the night. I'm running out of my contour, so I'm just going to put my finger in there and do it like this. But my dad would come in at these hours of the night because he was just roaming the streets. I mean, he was a rug addict. He had just gotten out of jail. That's the only life that he had known. So whenever he was gone, I would just kind of hang out with my aunt and wonder when he would get home. Came in one night around 11 o'clock p.m. and he said, "Hey Kai, do you want to go somewhere with me?" That was very unusual of him to do, because normally when my dad would like roam around or go do that particular life, he would leave me at home. And I was like, "Where are we going?" He said, "We're just going to go to downtown and we're going to go to a store. So if you want something, get in the car." Of course, me being me, I'm a child. My dad is offering me toys, what I thought, to get in the vehicle with him. And I thought he honestly wanted to spend a little bit of quality time, because like I said, you know, when he was at home, well, my aunt's house, he would sleep a lot, or he would just be gone or talking on the phone. Oh my God, that man could literally talk on the phone for days. Ended up getting in the car and we drove. We had some really good quality time, listening, jamming out. But I noticed that he was more on the tweaker side this night. I always knew when my dad had a little bit too much, or my dad had not enough. Okay, and if you are a drug addict's daughter, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But at this time, he was on a little too much. I don't know if anybody else feels this way about their drug addicted parents, but were you guys ever scared to let your parents know, like, "Hey, I can tell"? Or was that just me? Because I was scared out of my mind to let my daddy know that he was on a little bit too much. Because, girl, like, my dad has never put his hands on me, but I was just like, what if it's that time? Like, what if it triggers him? Because, I mean, drugs are a mind-altering thing. You don't know what these people are going to do. Like, what? So after about an hour and 30 minutes of swerving and me being a terrified little girl in the front seat with no seatbelt on, I think I was probably about 10 years old at this time, we arrived at the store in downtown Birmingham. I, of course, was young. I don't remember what the store was called, but I know it was not in the best parts of Birmingham. And we walk in. At first, my dad was going to leave me in the damn car, but I was like, "Dad, I'm terrified." I remember this part so freaking vividly because it was like the scariest thing of my life. It was like one of the movie type of deals, but we walk in and this guy looked at my dad like he was insane for bringing me. I guess they had already had a conversation prior about what my dad was going to be doing at this particular store. But the guy looks at my dad and he says, "Hey, is she good?" And like does this. My dad's like, "Oh yeah, that's my daughter, man." Just for a disclaimer, I wanted to show you guys around the time it happened. Love saying that. His favorite word was man. He was like, "That's my daughter, man. Of course she's good. Like, she's not gonna, no." While I'm over there just like this, have no clue in the world what's going on. We end up walking to the back, and when I mean to tell you guys, there was everywhere. It was absolutely insane. My dad had ended up telling the guy, I guess he was the owner of the store, what he had wanted. And the guy told my dad that my dad did not have enough. I don't know what enough was, but now as an adult, I'm assuming enough money for what my dad wanted. My dad starts pacing around the store and says, "Come on, Kai, let's go out to the truck. I have to figure something out." Like I said, now as an adult, I do know he was trying to figure out where to come up with this money. He was already down here. We had already had the drive. My dad is feeding at this point. He has to find this money now. We then proceed to go out to the vehicle that my dad had drove down there. I'm pretty sure it was my aunt's car because my dad did not have a vehicle. So I'm pretty sure it was my aunt's car. But anyway, my dad was making phone calls. My dad was walking up to strangers, asking them like, hey man, I'll sell you this CD for this amount. I'll sell you this. At one point, he even grabbed my tablet that I was on that my aunt bought me for Christmas. He was like, I will sell this tablet, $40. Just took it right there away from me. Dad then, like, really ran out of options because everybody was telling my dad no. I remember these two grown men were walking into the store, and my dad goes to, my dad goes whistling at them and says, hey, like, come over here. I have to see if you guys want something. So the guys, they walk over there. They seem like decent men. You guys will know what I'm talking about in just a second. They seem like decent men. My dad's like asking them, hey, I have a tablet, I have a phone, I have a CD, like trying to sell them all this stuff. And they kept telling him no. They're like, what else do you have? Because they were still interested, but none of the stuff that my dad was offering them was stuff that they needed. Guys, thank God that these people were decent people with hearts. I don't know why my dad did this. I don't know if my dad even remembers doing this, or this just was so out of the ordinary for my father, because yes, he was on drugs, and yes, he was so in and out of my life, but like me, and like he loved me so much. Like he loved me more than the world. So to this day, even after he's dead and gone, it eats me up, and I have so many questions about this that I was too afraid to ask him, even as an adult. But they're like, what else do you have? And he turns and looks at me, and he's like, and they're like, huh? And he was like pointing towards me, insinuating an exchange, if you will. These guys looked at my dad and cussed him the hell out, told him to get his daughter back home, that he is in a really bad state of mind, and that he better be lucky. I quote their words, you better be lucky at this time of night in downtown Birmingham that we are decent humans, or you would never see your daughter again. And my dad eventually went in there, asked him if he could get fronted. The guy said yes, and he drove us home. I have a lot of different story times that I would like to tell you guys. I grieved my dad for a very long time. I still grieve my dad. I was literally just crying about him the other day because I was just a daddy's girl. No matter what he put me through, no matter what he did, I loved my dad. The years progressed. I kept what he did in the back of my head, and I grew a lot of resentment, but I was always too afraid to confront him with that resentment because I loved him that much, and I never wanted him to feel bad. Like, I am an empath, and it literally broke my heart to even think about breaking his heart. So I just kept the resentment in the back of my mind. And the day that I found out he OD'd, I was his next of kin, so I had to go identify his body. I finally let everything out while holding his hand and told him that I forgave him for everything, because there is millions of stories. I'm gonna literally do story times on these, the things that he has done to chase his next high. That situation hurt me so bad. Even now, after he is dead and gone, I still try to convince myself that that night my dad would have never allowed anyone to hurt me, even though in the back of my mind I know that at that time and in his mind state that was not true. That is the ending to this story time. I also want to put a disclaimer. My mom did not know about half the things that my dad would do or say, because my dad would tell me not to tell her, and as a kid, when you tell a child not to tell their mom something, I just didn't. Like, that's why I taught my kids to always tell me the truth about literally everything. But yeah, I love my dad. I miss him so much, and he has done a lot of crazy adventures. And if you guys want to hear about more, let me know down below. Love you, bye.